Is this an adverbial clause? I see a sentence in this site, but both can be quite strong depending on how they are spoken. Is depending on an adverbial clause?
How they are spoken is a clause of manner or an interrogative clause subordinate to the preposition on. On how they are spoken is then a prepositional phrase. As an alternative, you could say that how they are spoken is a noun clause that is the object of depending on. Now to depending on how they are spoken. It is not a clause, it merely contains a clause. If you take depending on as a preposition, it is a prepositional phrase expressing a condition or something like that. Or could it be regarded as a participial phrase? Consider this sentence. The age of your date? She may be old or young, depending on what you filled in as a preference on the site, don't you remember? Suppose depending were a participle. Then it could be rephrased thus. She may be old or young, while she depends on what you filled in. This does not make much sense. A better rephrasing would be this. B. She may be old or young, which depends on what you filled in. It seems clear that depending is not a participle, or it would have belonged to the subject, she. Therefore it must be a preposition here. Your example would give this, if it were taken as a participle. Both can be quite strong, as they depend on how they are spoken. Or it could be a preposition. B. Both can be quite strong, which depends on how they are spoken. The first interpretation is not entirely impossible, but I'd call it weak at best. The second one sounds much better. Therefore it is best considered a preposition here, which makes the whole phrase an adverbial adjunct of condition.
First, let's define adverbial clause. An adverbial clause is a clause that functions as an adverb. In other words, it contains subject, explicit or implied, and predicate, and it modifies a verb, Wikipedia. Hence in case it's an adverbial clause.
Okay.